people. My name is Destiny Porter, and I'll be doing this live on behalf of the Purposely Awakened magazine. Oh my God, that sounds so weird saying after so long of, not being on here. But today we'll be joined by consultant of Victory Group International, Kevin Mays. So I'm excited to be able to talk to him today. I hope that you all stay tuned for that. Like I said, you guys, it's been so long since I've been on here with you guys, and I missed you so much. I've been doing so many Zoom interviews. Like, no, I don't know why people, they don't really do the lives too much. Hey, but yeah, I miss y'all. I hope that you all are preparing for this fall weather. I'm trying to get it together. I really am. I like fall, though. I love fall. I'm ready for the pumpkin patches and the hay rides and the hay and all the one thing I don't know where y'all from, but I'm from Michigan and we have a Big B. And so they just came back out with the caramel apple cider. Oh my God. I cannot wait to go and get that. So I'm extremely excited for the fall. But really, I'm from Michigan. We don't really have fall here. It's like summer, winter, you know. It'll go from like 70 to 40. So I'm just trying to embrace this thing as much as I can. What are some things that you guys are looking forward to this fall? I know, this my season. Let me tell you, with the colors and the turtlenecks and what else? The boots. Oh my God, the boots, the tops, and oh my gosh, like this. I feel like this for women. This like the most stylish season, for us. Like this where we really get to show off. So I'm super excited. I am from Lansing, Michigan. It is so crazy because let me tell you, I've been running into people from Michigan on the Purposely Awakened platform, and that's so interesting to me because normally I don't, which is really weird. Like normally everybody's from like DC or California or so to actually run into people that is from Michigan, oh my God, that is so dope. Well, I go to LCC, so uh, so that's pretty cool. That's really dope to me. Yeah, Michigan is quite different. I'm ready for the South. I got to get up out of here. These winters, I'm not ready. So I know one thing I was just thinking about is like around this time, like yes, absolutely. I would love to go to California. Let me tell you, cause I need some warm weather. I was just thinking that like I cannot do, but the only thing about that is the summers. Listen, I'm not ready for that heat. I just can't. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? Let me go ahead and get this interview started because I see that Kevin Mays has joined us. So let's go ahead and get connected, guys. I hope that you all are having a good day. I'm so. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Whoops.
Can
Sorry
you hear
about
me
that.
okay?
Am I better now?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm good now. All right, cool.
Okay. My name is Destiny Porter. I will be doing this live on behalf of the Purposely Awakened magazine. Now, I have a quick question. Are you based in Flint?
Yeah, based in Flint, Michigan. Yep.
Are you from Flint?
I am from Flint, born and raised, yes.
Nice! I'm from Lansing. That is hilarious. This
Oh,
is my
nice,
first
nice.
interview. Yeah, this is my first interview with like another Michigander. So I'm
Oh,
really
we got
excited.
to change that. Yeah, we got to pump that up.
Absolutely, absolutely. So can you tell me and the viewers about yourself and what it is that you do?
Yeah, for sure. I do a lot. But I guess first in sports marketing and business and things like that, I represent a consulting company, VGI Consulting. We work with professional athletes and brands to help build unique partnerships for them and unique investing opportunities. So Some of the guys that we represent right now are like LaMelo Ball, Zoe, and Jello, the three Ball brothers. We do a little work with Mike Vick. We work with Evander Kane of the San Jose Sharks in the NHL. And then we work with some cooler brands like Sprayground, the book bag company. We work with a music festival called Breakaway. So we're just all over the place, connecting dots and kind of making things happen. And then as of today, I've just announced that I am the franchise owner of a professional basketball team that I'll be bringing to Flint as well. So it's a big day for me.
Wow, congratulations. Congratulations. Can you tell me
Thank
more
you.
about that?
Yeah, for sure. So we're a part of a league called the Basketball League, an American-based league owned by David and Evelyn Magley. And what makes that unique is that they're an interracial couple. So David played basketball at the University of Kansas, played in the NBA for a few years, and his wife Evelyn also went to the University of Kansas where they met about 40 years ago and been happily ever after. So they they developed this league after long careers in other leagues and things like that. And now I've had the opportunity to get a franchise, so it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great opportunity for the city of Flint, and for the nation. I mean, we're hoping to really give guys a great opportunity to their careers, and I think we're going to give it a good shot.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. Well, congratulations again. That is so exciting. Um,
Thank you.
of course. So with VGI, can you tell me what inspired you in your career path?
Yeah, so I mean, I've been an athlete my whole life. I played both football and track and field in college. Um, and after I was done, it's like, man, I wasn't going to the NFL. I wasn't going to the Olympics per se. So it's like, man, what will my life be after this? And it's been sports. It's been football, basketball, track, lifting weights, working out, being active, and I've just been kind of finding my lane since then. I worked for a consulting company or a marketing company in Atlanta for a few years where we represented the NCAA. I worked at the University of Kansas. I went back and was director of fundraising and development at Central Michigan, my alma mater. And then have just been working on a consultant and contract base, throughout the country since then. So it's just been, a journey getting to this point. And, I think we all kind of get to a crossroad to where we have to really do something impactful. Um, and, I think that I found that lane for myself and, hoping to make a big splash with it.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's amazing. And so, what would you say are some qualities that you felt that you really had to pull out of yourself in order to be successful in the line of a consultant?
Um, it's you have to be persistent. You have to be very patient. Um, you know, any, area of sports and entertainment, you know, everybody isn't always on the big screen or the big stage. There's a lot that goes on behind, really anything we see in that space. And, you have those, anomalies where people get lucky and they really hit it big early out the gate. Um, but, once you start out in sports, you realize how much of a grind it is. And it's a lot of thankless hours in there. And, even for the people that, do make it, to the epitome of those levels, I mean, the work never really stops. It's always, long hours and late nights, early mornings. It's not always, walking around in a suit and tie.
Hmm?
Um, the work has to get done. And I've just been a person that's always felt like I'm willing and eager to do that work. It's not something I complain or am ever bitter about. I enjoy seeing, a project from the beginning to the end and making sure that, the fans or whoever's in attendance is going to enjoy it.
Absolutely. That's awesome. I love that. I work at so I know that VGI really emphasizes to giving the client what it is that they want, make sure that they negotiate that aspect. So what would you say is the most difficult part of fulfilling that task?
Um, when you're working with people that are affluent or have access, or have to, you know, field a lot of inquiries, I'm going to get excited about everything. Any opportunity that I can, provide to a client or, to offer them, I feel like it's the best one. And I think that's my job, or our job is to, make every opportunity the best. But it's just not always that way. So, it gets tricky. It's like, man, if I was in your shoes, I would do that. Like that was the best idea in the world. Um, but you always have to figure out, what really matches, to the client's needs, and their personalities. I mean, we all get busy, and them more so than anyone. People just think, because they may seem like they have unlimited resources, that's not the case for time. Um, so that's probably the biggest thing, is just tempering the emotion sometime. But I'm a higher energy guy, so that's the biggest thing. I always want to make sure that I'm expressing my excitement, but at the same time, really understanding what I'm offering a client. And it takes time to learn people, and I think we do a good job of that. Learning our client and making sure that we are only giving them opportunities that they're going to enjoy, or they're going to be beneficial and impactful to their careers and lives.
Understood. That's like that. So what are some goals or standards that VGI brings to the table as a whole? Maybe some other market companies may not have.
Say the first part again. I'm sorry.
I said, what are some goals or standards that you feel that VGI as a whole brings to the table that differs from other marketing companies?
um I can't speak for many, because all of us are going to be different. We all have different goals, or different areas of where we kind of specialize in. But for us, right now, we have to pay attention to detail. um, and I'm sure that doesn't change at the top. But for us being a new and young organization, we have to make sure we don't make mistakes. We can't afford mistakes, because the bigger agencies and the bigger firms, they can do some of these things with their eyes closed, just because of their relationships and things like that. So building true relationships, and really understanding, like I said before, understanding our client, and being completely honest and transparent with them, are definitely a few things that we have to focus on, because we only have one shot sometimes, so we have to take advantage.
So speaking of sport, can you tell me about the CMB basketball based on your role is there?
Yeah, for sure. So CMB, I am the president of our philanthropic space, um, for youth. So it's a youth basketball organization, and the CMB part is actually kind of a silent partner now, um, because we have um, transitioned to a Bates Fundamentals program. So Bates Fundamentals comes from the namesake of Imani Bates, who was going into his junior year of high school, but he is the top high school basketball player, regardless of class. So a lot of the rankings and polls say if he could have gone to the NBA, last year as a sophomore, he would have been the number one pick out of high school. Um, so that namesake has, offered the rest of our teams, because we've got teams from, this year's senior class all the way down to like seventh graders, sixth graders. Um, so, it really gives us opportunities to help showcase, the kids' talent, and to put them in positions, to be successful. I mean, it's, big picture. You look at the NCAA and where they are now with name and likeness. and kids being able to make money in college and being able to go straight to the NBA or go overseas or go to the G League. The landscape is changing. Kids have so much access to social media, and making a name for themselves, before they know anything. So we have, I think, a duty as adults in this space to really provide them with those experiences and put them in position, because there'll be a lot of areas that they don't know how to navigate. So the better we prepare them, the better off they'll be. So yeah, with CMB and Bates, it's just my role to support in that way, and to kind of use my knowledge in the space where I am now, to kind of show them how to navigate through. I was never the number one high school athlete, or projected to be drafted anywhere, but some of my experiences I can relate to. And a lot of times, when we're working with high profile clients and things like that, they teach us a lot too, because ESPN was not knocking on my door when I was 17. So, having the cover of an ESPN magazine at 15, 16, 17 years old is amazing. And that's what some of our student athletes are dealing with. So it's cool to go on those journeys with them.
Absolutely. That's amazing. I like that. So
Mhm.
why would you say that sports is such a part of Black men's life? Why are they so passionate about sports?
It's tough. I mean, for me, growing up, I had cousins that I looked up to. Going to football games on Friday nights, sitting in the bleachers, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, whatever it is. And my uncle is the coach of one of the teams, and he's running up and down the sideline, and just hanging out, being in that atmosphere is kind of where it started for me, creating those memories with my family. Going to Pistons games, Lions games, Tigers games. It was exciting. And as we grow, and kind of start to specialize in sports, and really see how much joy it brings to us as athletes and to our families, you just start to evolve and grow. Going from high school to college, or even going back to little league sports, it's like, what are we doing this week? It's like 3 days out of the week, your whole family's going to get together. They're going to come to the game. You're going to go get pizza or McDonald's. Or you're going to do this or that. It just, it's a great builder of value. And then, once you get into, high school sports and into college, and you're, starting to develop your own ways of thinking and, conceptualizing things. For me, it was just, being able to master a task that, where I had to be mindful of my body, and then also be in, peak shape for performance, and just, having that structure, and being able to really perform on all cylinders. It's just, all that wrapped into one. And a lot of times I don't think about it. You say, these guys just running around and they're doing this and they're doing that. And, athletes do get put on a pedestal, and, they're expected to be a certain way, to do certain things. But at the end of the day, we're just people that have mastered a craft, just like a doctor, or, a surgeon, or a judge, or whatever the case may be. But for me, that's it, is being able to master craft, and just being active and growing through those.
Yeah, I feel that. And that's one thing too that I've reflected on, because I was just where I was working at a high school, and I was like, dang, like these kids don't like go to the games no more, or
Right, right.
it's like that whole aspect, that culture is like really missing right now. And
Yeah.
it kind of makes me sad, because I was like a cheerleader, and I was seeing all
Yep.
my friends and
Yep.
family. And it's like, what are y'all doing? Like,
Right.
this is the time of your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's crazy. I've been back to my high school games and things like that, and you look at like the student section and like where y'all
Man,
at?
exactly. Understood. Yeah, it's crazy now. But
Yup.
what would you say are some lessons that you learned from participating in sports?
Man, I mean, everything from discipline to, just how to have fun. Um, in grade school and high school, you want to do well because if you don't, you can't play. Um, whether it's, a coach, telling you can't play or your parents telling you can't play. Um, so it keeps you, in line. Um, it keeps you in line and it provides structure. And I think a lot of times that's where the youth now, maybe don't have, as much guidance. It's easy, to hand a kid a phone or, to do something else or, so I think that was the first thing for me, was the structure of it all. And then as I, just got better at sports, it was fun again to dominate those spaces, to be an athlete and to be considered the best at something. Um, I think, we all kind of have that drive or determination. We want to feel, you know, a level of worth. Um, and and I think we all should. And sports really provided that for me. So it, still to this day, it keeps me from doing the wrong thing, and pushes me to, want to show others, how to, how to grow and succeed. I think you can do a lot through sports. It's not always about who's, on the court, on the field, on the mat, or, whatever it is. I mean, the value that it adds to the world is is insurmountable. So that's kind of my goal is to, with especially with my franchise now, is to, show my community where the value is in sports, athletics, entertainment, how it adds to the overall baseline of a community. And I mean, I think the world is seeing that now, especially with, what we have going on. It's sort of the pulse of our everyday lives, for some people. Um, and we need that. It builds rivalries. It builds camaraderie. Um, and those things we just thrive on so much. So, you know, it gets deep when you start hearing people say more than an athlete and, bringing us all together to vote and to fight these, causes of racial injustice. And so it's like, we all need people to look up to. Um, and, there are doctors, there are lawyers, there are, you know, astronauts and, these people that all do amazing things. Um, and there are people that look up to them. We all have a place in the world. And for me, it's been athletics.
One thing that I noticed is you do a lot of weight training.
Yeah.
And like one thing I was kind of heavy in working out over the summer, but one thing it really taught me was to increase my resistance all the time, so that I'm putting mind over matter and things like
Yep.
that. And that was really a transition for me. So what are some underlying values that weight training has really helped you to develop?
Man, lifting weights is, I remember the first barbell that I lifted in seventh grade. Um, and from that point, I just had this crazy connection to it. Um, in the beginning, it's like, oh, I want to, work out to look good. I want to work out to do this. I want to work out to, be better in the games or, on the track. But after I was done with specific sports, it was just another area of mastery, um, and maximizing something and going to a place that, not many people go. So, the amount of weight that I can or had lifted, is crazy to think about. I've taken some time off, over the past, year or so. But, you know, thinking about being in seriously a life or death situation or under an amount of weight that can kill you, and putting yourself in that situation is like, why? But knowing that I put in the amount of work that's needed, to manipulate that weight, and that there's no doubt in my mind that I'll lift that weight, it grew on me. So it's like, man, I've been under a 700-pound squat bar. It's nothing that anybody can say to me that can scare me no more than that. And that's with anything. So now, with, being an owner of a professional basketball team, and, taking that risk is like, it won't kill me. Literally.
Right.
It won't. And I think that's the biggest thing is, a long time ago, somebody, asked me, do I have the fortitude? Do I have the mental capacity to do something? I absolutely do.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't try, how will I know?
Right.
So it's been, this is years and years of trying and practicing and, putting myself in difficult situations, asking questions, asking risky questions, and just, pushing the limits. I think that's, even now it's things that I need to do to continue to move forward. And I still have to, I have to take that risk. I mean, there's some big questions I have to answer, and
Yeah.
some risks that I need to take. But I know that I can practice certain things to get to that point. I might have to practice a little bit faster, but that's kind of where, weightlifting and weight training kind of plays in, on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm. Right. Exactly. And one thing I was thinking about too when I was coming up with your questions, I'm like, oh my God, Dan has a very in um schedule, I'm sure, and work ethic. I'm like, I understand. But then I saw that you do a lot of weight training. Anybody who enjoys weight training, like, I don't care what nobody says. That's just the thing. I said, okay, so this makes sense. Um,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
what advice would you give to people that want to lead a healthier or more fit lifestyle, but kind of feel that it's a little bit more?
yeah. Just take it a day at a time. Take it a day at a time. It can become, and I think at one point, and a lot of my friends and family will attest, um, it can become a very addicting lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to, again, not just to see a physical change, but a mental change, to where literally, I mean, it was like I was bipolar or on some type of drug. If I couldn't go to the gym, don't talk to me. I don't want to do whatever it is that you asking me to do. I don't care. I will
Mm-hmm.
leave in the middle of your funeral to go work out, and I'll be right back, because
Mm-hmm.
whatever you have going on, it ain't gonna be no more important than this. Um, so, take it easy, um, but develop a routine, develop, good habits, and it'll become natural. Um, it'll become natural. Um, but it's just all about where your focus is. I mean, you get to a certain point, like, this is where I'm at right now. This is what I'm focused on. And for me, for many years, that's where it was. It was like, I am going to work out. I work out all day. I wake up in the morning. I will go to the gym like 6 a.m. I work out till like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Go home, go to work, get out of work. I'm gonna go right back to the gym, do some cardio and do this. It got to be, a job. But at the same time, I've been a competitive power lifter. So in my weight
Mm-hmm.
class, I finished in, the top three, the top five, in the nation out of, hundreds of people. So it did become, a job to me. But, for us as everyday people, having, control of our health is super important, and it can't do anything but help us.
And I appreciate you for also mentioning that mental factor, because I know a lot of people work out as a way of, self care or release and things like that. So, but I know some people that over utilize working out. And so, and they'll get
Right.
so active, caught up in that it helps, that a lot of people don't think about that aspect.
Yep. Yep. It's all very important. I mean, it's like with anything. What I told myself for a long time is like, every day when I wake up, if I didn't have to do anything else, what would I do? And at one point, it was working out. But now it's like I need to focus on this team. I need to focus on my community. Your energy changes over time. So, Ashley, get that kettlebell.
Absolutely. So, thank you so much for having this interview with us. Where can we find you?
Man, you can find me if you click our names up there. I'm sure you can go right to my Instagram profile. It's just underscore Kevin Mays. Um, Now my team profile is at Flint.United. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it, man. And then hopefully I see you all along this journey that I'm going on. And if there's any way that I can be of help to, anyone that may have tuned in, please don't hesitate to reach out. Um, there's lots of opportunities, through the league that we're a part of, through my team, and, the other 23 franchises that there are. So, really no matter where you are, I'm sure I can plug people in and present some type of opportunities to help us all grow.
And thank you too so much for being a part of the opportunity, because we need it. There's not much going on here. So we definitely need the opportunity. So thank you again for being a part of that. And hopefully we'll be able to catch up and get back in touch with each other and do another interview as time goes on and everything gets flowing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Anytime, anytime.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
Of course. Of course. Well, we'll see you soon.
Alrighty.
All right. Bye-bye.